So let's pull some cards for Tokyo. Let's see what the energy is saying for Tokyo. Toni, we have communication. And here he is with the microphone. So she's loud and clear. She's everywhere. You know, she's talking about her story. She's telling how she feels. You know, the communication is on the stage. You know, he has a microphone. So the world is seeing this. She has a lot to say. She has a lot to say vocally, as far as, you know, the situation with her child and what's going on. And she also she wants to be verbal about things that has happened in her life as well, but she hasn't. I don't believe she has had the chance to. We got karmic ties. Her daughter and her are karmics, which is why they are like, and they're also enemies to each other. She got commitment issues. And this is from situations that she's dealt with within her own life. People have failed her, you know, so now she can't commit to anything. She's back and forth also, even with her relationship with God. What other messages do we have for... We got collapse and downfall. This is her energy. She's in the midst of this right now. Everything is weighing heavy on her. It's just like she's literally fighting demons and don't even realize it herself. Let's see what we got for Tokyo. Toni, what are the messages that we have for Chyna's mama? We got childhood trauma. Yeah. You can definitely tell that there's some real heaviness that has not been healed, that has followed her into her adulthood. And a lot of the times, y'all gotta understand that when you're dealing with a narcissistic parent, y'all, like I said in one of my other videos, I think of, I can't think something about the narcissistic energy, the narcissistic mother. I was talking about how, you know, you don't know what your mother has been through. You know, what exactly do you really know about your mama? You know, how often have we actually sat down with our parents and discussed their childhood trauma? We don't know what they've really been through. Tok has a lot of childhood trauma secrets, things that have been done to her, said to her, that a lot of people don't know. Her own daughter doesn't even know, I feel, you know. And that's when you are I always say a hurt child grows up to be a damaged adult. And that's a lot of that energy that's taking place right now. And anger attracts the devil. Whoa, we got a lot of cards that have flipped over. Whew. And I'm going to pull them out. So we got lost soul. And like I say, you know, this is a spiritual warfare that the world is in right now. The soul is lost, you know, and Tok is... You know, the mouth is a portal, you know, so you got to be careful, especially now. We got to try to be real careful with what we say, you know, because you can manifest things, you know, and she has a split tongue like a snake. You know, you can't pray and ask God to deliver your child from this demon that you claim she's in, and then in the same breath, when she finally gets up out of it, you curse her right back to it. You know, she's a lost soul herself. I feel like that energy has been chasing her, you know, for a long time. And, you know, it's like she, deep down in there, it's a child of God, or deep down in there, it's a broken child, you know, but she's lost right now. We got fake, false, and phony. So, you know, narcissistic energy does tend to be fake, false, and phony. You know, when the child is no longer controllable, and they start to develop their own mind and their own brain and their own thoughts and their own likings, and then the body starts to take shape, and then they start to become a certain age and make their own decisions, and they start living their life, and people start noticing their beauty. Sometimes a narcissistic mother's energy can become fake, false, and phony. They will pretend to like you in the light of everybody else around, but in the dark, behind closed doors, they can't stand your ass. They hate you. They write stories about you. They talk about you amongst your other family members, amongst your siblings. And it's a fake, false, and phony energy. And you feel that when you are around a narcissistic mother who carries that energy. You feel like it's just a fake friend, like, oh, she's really jealous, you know. And unfortunately, that's the energy of a narcissistic mother. We got fear of love. Somebody has hurt this woman, you know, and not 10 times out of 10 a narcissist has been hurt, and so they have developed this demon, they developed this wall to protect them, you know, because they don't want to be hurt again. And the hurt is, and it ain't just like a typical hurt, it's a deep rooted, real horrible hurt and abandonment and rejection, and a hurt that just really put a dampering in their soul. And so they grow to be hateful, and you know, even if you try to be nice to them, they still be mean, you know. It's just like, it's not you. Never take it personal. They're battling with their own self, and they're also battling with demons. So a lot of this narcissistic energy has a fear of being loved. It's like they want to be loved, and then when you give it to them, it's like it ain't good enough. It's, you know, it's an energy that is misunderstood. See, we got emotional. Hold on. The next card was emotionally void and closed off. Yeah, see, narcissists have a hard time accepting their wrongs. Even you can point out as clear as day the things that they said to you that were hurtful, the things that they done to you that were hurtful, and they will say, no, but I'm the reason why you here. I'm the reason. And they'll give you all these rebuttals as to why you're wrong. They will never accept the responsibility of hurting you. And that is because nobody has ever accepted the responsibility of hurting them. This is a repetitive cycle. We got escaping reality. So I feel like, you know, her escaping reality, for her to hide her hurt, to protect that little girl in her, you know, she goes on these shows, and that's her escaping her reality, because she likes that energy, likes to put the attention on the daughter, you know, because it removes the attention off of her hurt, off of her pain. That's how I feel, you know. There's doubts and hidden desires. You know, a narcissist is always what I want to say, intimidated by the daughter. You know, and this is not all mothers, you know, don't get your panties all in a bunch. This is for mothers who are narcissists. You know, we're calling it out. You're being called out, because it's time to heal. You know, we ain't got time to shame no more. Okay, it's time to tell the truth and shame the devil. Okay, because we're moving into a new energy, and we ain't taking that garbage. People ain't taking they mess with them. Okay, so there's doubts and hidden desires. That narcissistic energy is always a jealous energy. Like I said, when the child grows up and they become their own, and you know, it's just like, because sometimes a mama is like, I've been through hell with you and for you, and then all of a sudden, like, I had to struggle, I couldn't do the things that I wanted to do. A lot of the times the narcissistic energy from the mother comes from bitterness, because they have went through so much bullshit in their life, you know, that you don't even probably know about, you know, even probably situations with your father that you don't know about, you know, and they had to hold it down to make sure that you were okay. And then you become this adult, and you, for some reason, seem to have it easy, like your walk is easy, and it's just like, damn, I went through all this for you, and then now you get to walk a easy and narrow way, and then you get to turn your back on me. So it's like a hidden desire to be you. You know, like some of y'all mamas are out here taking flicks and pics with some of your best friends, or friends that you ain't even friends with no more. You look on Facebook, and here they are, all booed up and hugged up together. Or they start having meet and greets and going out, and you know, and some of y'all mamas are trying to get with your boyfriends and your husbands, like, because it's a sick hidden desire to be you, because they feel like you are ownership to them. You know, the doubts comes because she don't see the greatness within herself. So it's like hatred towards you. We got soul contract. Soul contract. You know, I feel like this woman, you know, has, you know, she's been asking, you know, praying and asking for deliverance for her child. You know, and I feel like the whole time, though, the devil really been after her. I just feel like the daughter has just been an easy target for him, because, you know, she was a willing participant. But it's just like, okay, he was just like, oh, God, take her back, because it's really the mama who I want. And that's why that heavy, dark energy is all on her. Nightmares is next. That dark energy is all on her. And now she's all over the place, mad at the fact that the girl is getting deliverance. You make up your mind, but that's the energy of the lower demonic forces. You know, it's the author of confusion. We got two-faced. You can't, like I said earlier, you can't be a snake with a tooth, with a forked tongue, and one end ask for deliverance and then curse the fact that the situation has been delivered. We got shame and guilt. See, she got a lot of shame and guilt. A lot of narcissistic mothers have a lot of shame and guilt. The mothers who are giving off this narcissistic energy, y'all have to learn how to heal. It ain't your child's fault. You can't get mad at them. You can't bring out hatred because you didn't get a chance to do the things that you wanted to do. You decided to lay down. And, you know, God used you as an energetic vessel to bring forth that child. You know, deal with it. You know? And at the end of the day, it's going to have to be about forgiveness, y'all. I'm going to cut this off because I'm going to come back and do one for Angela. Messages. Let's see what the energy is for Angela White, Blac Chyna. Let's see what the cards are saying for Angela White. We have big mistake, vulnerability issues. So the big mistake card fell out first. She's going through a huge spiritual awakening. It's like she's been in the dark night of the soul, I feel, for a real long time. And, you know, she's done a lot of things that the press probably doesn't even know about, you know, and she feels like it was a big mistake doing whatever it is that she did. And, you know, now she's in the transitional phase of fixing those mistakes. We have vulnerability issues. She's literally going through her healing out loud in public. You know, this is huge, you know, because that energy is very strong within the planet. You know, that she ain't the only one that's dealing with this type of situation, but the fact that she's living it out loud, it makes her vulnerable. You know, she's in the spotlight for her career, and she's also in the spotlight for her personal life. So it's real heavy on her. What other messages do we have for Angela regarding her energy? Let's see what's going on. What messages do we have for Angela? We have ghosting and silencing. So I don't know if for a while, like, Instagram kind of sucks to me. You know, it's kind of like slow. I don't like watch the Instagram that much, or I don't follow her page, but I don't know if she, like, for a minute disappeared, you know, out of the spotlight for a while. You know, maybe so, maybe not, but it's like she's also, if not that, she's ghosting a lot of the energy that is interfering with her her glow up and her spiritual grow up. So, you know, a lot of people that were in her circle, they are now dismissed. You know, they are not able to reach her. It's like she's leaving a lot of energy behind because she's trying to sorry, the camera cut off. So let's see what's going on. What other messages do we have regarding the energy of Blac Chyna, Angela White? Let's see what the messages we have for Blac. I don't want to keep calling her Blac. Angela, what's going on? We have betrayal. She has a lot of this energy. She, you know, it's like this is between her and her mama. It's like she can't understand, you know, and this is the energy that a lot of daughters feel with their mothers who are narcissists. It's like you feel so betrayed. Because it's like, mama, why? You know, you ain't proud of me. Like, I'm not good enough. Like, how could you do this to me? And it's some mamas out there that have done some heinous, horrible things to their daughters. You know, and I'm not even going to tap into that on this reading. But, you know, for those of you that have experienced that, you know what I'm talking about. But she feels heavy betrayal from her mama. And from folks that are around her as well. But this is, the betrayal comes more so from that narcissistic mother energy. The next card, it just flipped over. It says empty inside. Right now she's being filled, you know, because when you have God's grace and when you have that that connection with God and with Jesus, you know, it's a whole nother level, you know. And you always feel empty inside when you don't have that connection with God Almighty. But this is the energy that she's been feeling for a very long time, you know, and money and fame definitely does not fulfill that void, honey, okay, at all. It makes it even worse. Yeah, she was mindless with no direction. The energy is saying, you know, when she was in that empty space. And that's what happens, you know. The devil's playground is the mind, you know, is an idle mind. And, you know, when she was lost for a long minute, you know, she was out of control, doing things that it's not a regret, but it's just like if she was on the path that she's on now, she would have made different choices. The dark night of the soul is not for the faint of heart. It's definitely something hard to go through. It's definitely, ooh, yeah. Come on, spirit. Look at this night terror. I just said the dark night of the soul. It's not for the faint of heart. Okay? Because when you are in that energy, you get attacked all type of ways, you know, all type of ways. And can't nobody get you out but God. Can't nobody get you out but the name of Jesus. And sometimes you got to call on it, you know. That night of terror, when you are in that dark night of the soul and you got energies unbeknownst to you that are trying to attack. It's a heavy energy, you know, and it's strength when you're able to see your darkness and ask for help. Wow, we got change of heart. Yeah. So she realized, you know, like, I got to do better, you know. And even with the situation with the mama saying, oh, she's just doing it because she was sick. And, you know, now she's trying to tie Jesus into it. You know, at the end of the day, this is all about healing, y'all. And whether or not she realized, hey, my body is sick, I got to do something about it. And not only is my body sick, but so is my soul. So I'm going to knock both of these birds out with one stone. You did? Let her heal. She got to change her heart. People have a right to change, you know. At the end of the day, God is the only judge on the seat. You hear me? God is the only person that can judge. The only energy that can judge. He that is without sin may cast the first stone. And can't nobody on this earth pick up that stone. Can't nobody pick it up. We got lonely ones. So she's walking this road all by herself. Of course she is. Because when you're going through your spiritual journey, you by yourself. It's a lonely road. It's only you and God. You know, she feels, you know, lonely. We got deep, dark depression. You know, this is what the energy that she was in. And, you know, I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing. Even when you are in your light and you go get your baptism and you in your word, that's when the enemy really starts attacking, boo. So that deep, dark depression, you know, it's still lingering. But she's coming up out of that. We got soul, death, and rebirth. I know that's right. I know, look, can't be tamed. I know that's right. When God starts moving, that energy can't be tamed. So no matter what is going on, you know, out of the mouth that's, you know, birthed her, that is now cursing her, that's just that low vibrational energy just trying to attack. Like I said, it's really after the mama. The mamas, you know, y'all really out here attacking your daughters. You got to be careful, honey, because that energy it's going whip right back around to you, because it's really been after you the whole time. You should be in your grace, and you should be thanking the fact that you have daughters who are on the right path, who are trying to be on the right path spiritually and mentally, because they are going to be your saving grace. We got trust issues that came out after this card. She doesn't trust anybody. I feel like the only people that Angela trusts right now are her 2 children and God, and that's a lot. And that speaks for a lot of people that are going through this narcissistic energy. You guys trust yourself, you trust your children, and you trust God. And that's who you living for right now. And go ahead and do it. Let me see if there's anything else, because this is going to be too long, and I just want to get it out the way. Dang, why I fall on the floor? The last card that I'm going to take, and it's only one that flipped out anyway, it fell on the floor. It said complex and complicated. So her whole situation, you know, like just everything that she's dealing with is a complex and complicated situation. You know, like she's just going through, she has a lot of doorways and things going on. You know, her whole life is just it's a mixture of a lot of things, you know, that is very complex and complicated, you know, but it looks like she's definitely on the right path. She's in her dark night of the soul, that she's coming up out of it. You know, she's having a soul death and a new rebirth. And, you know, at the end of the day, the message is just for everybody to understand that we're in spiritual warfare, and it's okay for you to acknowledge, you know, your pain. Don't be ashamed, like, because ain't nobody exempt down here, and can't nobody on this earth pick up a stone. You know, pick up the stone and cast the first person that you can without a sin. To let God be in the judgment seat. This is about healing and recognizing that everybody has things that they need to figure out. I wish healing and blessings to all.